Um, so this will be our 4-month update. He turns 4 months today, and let's see, for milestones, yesterday, yesterday he um, flipped over on his own. Now, granted, I didn't see it because I had him on his belly and he was leaning his head one way, and and I went to just right behind me, twist to find the camera to record it, and when I went back, turned back, it was like 2 seconds. He had gone on his back. So I didn't see it, but obviously he did it because, you know, one way he was on his stomach and then the other way he was laying on his back. So he did flip, and I just didn't see it. And I think this happened once before, maybe somewhere around 3 months. um, my husband was watching him. He said he put him on his tummy, and then next time he looked at him, he was on his back. So yeah, seems like he's flipped over. Just we haven't witnessed it. Huh. Whoa. And so yeah, and then he's does really well on his legs when we stand him up, and when we put him on his tummy, he acts like he wants to crawl, and I mean, I think if only he had more arm strength, he might be able to, or maybe not fully, but um, I don't know. Anyway, he has like two bottom teeth coming in. I see them. I see the two white teeth at the bottom. They haven't broken through, but I see them, and that's why he puts his hands in his mouth all the time. And no, no, no. Sometimes they'll bite like that. Yeah, he likes to bite. He doesn't really like the teething rings. I've tried like 3 different kinds, and he doesn't really seem to like it. He likes hands. Oh my fingers. Um, and like a week ago today, actually, I think. Um, Oliver, excuse you. Well, see, don't put your fingers in your mouth then. Um, he had a fever. I didn't. I kind of noticed he was sleeping a lot, like more than usual. Saturday, and I was like, oh, cool. He's gonna be sleeping all day. Like he's having a growth spurt. I was like, oh, cool. That's cool. Um, but I don't know, it kind of seemed weird at the same time. But I just, let it slide. And then next day he was kind of sleepy too, Sunday. And then I took him. Did I take him for? No, I didn't take him for. I had him in, a footed sleeper and a hat, and I had some socks on his hands because they were cold. So I had him like that for most of the day. Um, and then my mother-in-law kind of felt his eyes and then his head, and felt like he was warm. And I knew he was kind of warm, but I didn't think anything of it really. And so she's like, "Oh no, he seems, like he might be sick." And and where's my hair? Um, Um, so she kind of thought he might be sick, and we tried to feed him, and he kept on crying, and at a certain point he started crying a lot. Um, I just figured, I think he did that the day before, but I just felt like he was tired, and he eventually fell asleep. But we tried to feed him, and he kept on crying and crying, and um, I I called my pediatrician, but it was Sunday, and they don't see people on Sunday, and so we actually I took his temperature under his arm, and it was 101 something, um, and so then I called the pediatrician, and I also looked in the what to expect the first year, and it said not to like take him to the emergency room until it's like 104, 105. No, maybe not 105. That would be really high, but it was saying like 101 wasn't too not to freak out about 101. So I wasn't really worried, but after a while he's kept on crying, and then my mother was all saying, "Oh, take him to this clinic nearby. They're open." So we did that, and we waited for like 2 hours before he was seen, and we were the last patients, and by the time that they checked his temperature, he was 102, 102.3. I don't know. They didn't tell me the point, but it was 102. So I was like, wow, I went up, kind of scared. Anyway, they checked his throat. His throat was a little red, and his stomach was a little bulgy, like he had gas or something. Um, so they gave us Tylenol, baby Tylenol, amoxicillin, and a prescription for Pedialyte. So he had all that, and let's see, it broke. I think it broke Tuesday. It kept on getting better and better as the days, the you know, the next day and the day before, or the yeah. So yeah, he's gotten better. He's totally fine now. Um, but yeah, that was a little scary. No. And we've all right, come on. So you might be getting tired. Um, so what else? We started him. He's had like carrots, baby carrots. Pretty much this whole last week. Um, and funny thing is, I was expecting his stool to be more brown like normal people or adults because he's eating solid food. But lo and behold, it's orange. Orange whenever we feed him carrots. Excuse me. Um, so that was a little unexpected. Um, so yeah, he's doing good. He's in size 3 diapers. Last time we weighed him at the clinic last Sunday, he was 15.3 ounces. Um, and the size 3 start at 16 pounds. So might as well start him on that instead of buying a whole box of, the size 2 when he grows out of it, like halfway through or something. Um, so he's in size 3. He is eating carrots. And his wardrobe, size 0 to 3, I don't think he really fits anymore. I really need to go through and make sure what he fits in and what he doesn't. And even some like 3 to 6 months is kind of snug. I think, I mean, it depends on the brand, I guess, too. But usually 6 months is a good size, and some of this 3 to 6 months is fine. But yeah, yes, looking at mama. Um, as far as me, I haven't really lost much weight. Um, as far as shredding the baby weight. Um, I keep losing and gaining, losing and gaining, although I haven't really, I guess, made all that much effort. I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I watch their newborn and find a way to exercise at the same time while trying to get the housework done, trying to get other things done, and finding time to exercise. And it also makes it awkward for me, at least, because we do live with his mom and his 14-year-old brother, and his mom's out of work right now, so she's around the house a lot, which is somewhat a good thing. When I go to work, she can watch him, but at the same time, I can't really. I don't know. I find it a little embarrassing, not that it should be, to exercise. She's kind of a opinionated woman. Um, anyhow, so I don't know. I really want to, because I would like to fit back into my old clothes and to just be a good size weight, not overweight. Um, so that's what it is there. Um, let's just say I like to lose at least 30 pounds. At least. For my height, I'm only 5'3.5", maybe. Um, and I really need to lose like 50 pounds um, to be at the right size weight for my height. Which I'd be glad to lose 30. 30 was what I was at before I got pregnant. So that'd be nice. Anyway, okay. Breastfeeding. I can't really breastfeed him anymore. He won't really take me. Come on. Like the bottle. He'll like the bottle too. He'll every once in a while like push it away with his hand, or like pull away, like he doesn't want it anymore. But then he's still hungry, so I put the bottle back in, or my breast, latch him back on, and then he drink for a few seconds and then pull right back out. So I don't. He does a lot with my breastfeeding, and then he's starting to do that with the bottle too. Not all the time with the bottle, but like towards the end, I think when he goes up or something. I don't know. Let's see. Um, yeah, the breastfeeding. I want to pump, but I hate pumping. I hate it. I don't. I don't know if I'm missing a piece from my pump or whatever, but it just doesn't seem to have the same pumping effect as when I first started pumping. Because if I squeeze it out myself, I feel like I get a lot more than the pump. Um, and right now I only get like not even probably like half an ounce between both the breasts that I just pumped yesterday. Um, so I mean I could be doing more towards that, but yeah, I'll see what happens. Okay, I guess that's it for this 4-month update. Bye.